Okay, everybody, let's breathe in, breathe out, and renew ourselves. Welcome to Dragonstorm Mechanics, and today we come to one that is for the Sultai clan, that is Renew. Now, Sultai is known for a lot of things. One of the biggest things is self-mill. You want to put stuff in your graveyard and then do stuff with it. And so this renew mechanic kind of has an idea of that. Is that basically, even if your creature has been destroyed, taken off the battlefield, milled from your deck, it still has usefulness and it can be renewed. A new life and new vigor can be brought into it. What is Renew? So basically, Renew is an ability that happens when a card is in the graveyard, and then it'll be like, it'll have its own cost. So like, I'm looking at one right now, Agent of Codis. Agent of Codis is 3 blue. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature, and then activate only as a sorcery. So the point of this is if a creature has been destroyed or you milled it in your graveyard, it still has abilities. There are a ton of these abilities that have Renew. You exile the card from your graveyard, and then you put the counters on a target card, target creature that you control. Actually, it says target creature, so you could technically target your opponent's creatures, I guess, if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but I guess you could. And then you only activated a sorcery. So this is a really good way to get extra resources from your cards as you mill yourself, as you put them into your graveyard. This is just a really good way. I like the ability. There are some really fun cards. And, you know, all renew abilities include exiling the card as part of it. So you're exiling this. So if you have things that want to exile, this is going to be in Sultai, which is blue, green, and black. And so you have to exile it, and then all renew effects also involve putting counters on creatures. Normally 1/1 counters. I think there's one that puts, there's a creature that renews that puts like a lifelink and death touch counter on stuff, which is pretty cool. And apparently it says there are some other effects as well. And we can show you some of the cards as well. But, I think this is a really good effect because here's the thing. When a card goes to your graveyard, usually, unless you have a way to recur it, just sits there and it has no ability. But when it has an ability called like Renew, now in your graveyard, you can use it to do something again, to help pump up your other creatures, to help you get to that next level, to do something you want, maybe even to get you to win the game. So I really like the fact that this is a mechanic, especially because Sultai really wants to have stuff in the graveyard. A lot of times you mill yourselves, and then using that, you can bring stuff back from the graveyard. But you also have to keep in mind, too, that when you use your renew ability, the card is exiled. So you got to think about it. Do I have ways, if you have recursion and it's one of your best creatures, unless it's going to help you win the game or do something really big at the moment, you may want to hold on to that. So keep that in mind. But this is a really good ability. It allows you to put counters on stuff. Typically 1/1 counters helps the creatures get bigger, your board gets stronger, and then if you have empty mana, whether it's in draft or whatever, I think this is really good for like a draft or in pre-release, because when those creatures are in your graveyard, you still have abilities and so things you can do if you don't have anything in your hand at the time. So it's really cool. So what are your thoughts on this renew ability? I like it. I like Sultai myself. I'm a big Sultai person. Love Sultai for a long time. And I think this is a great ability. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this ability. And remember, just renew. Calm. Take a deep breath. Renew. And as always, we'll see you next time.